Good morning. How are you? How are you doing this wonderful morning right here? I'm making the video actually right now. It's in the morning. I've got a question with me right here where we need to find the value of x. So how do we get to find the value of x when given 2 power x plus 8 power x is equal to 10? This is a nice Olympiad exponential equation that you need to follow all the steps. So come with me. Let's do this together. So the first thing that we're going to do here is to apply some laws of indices somewhere. Can you see where 8 power x is? This is where I need to apply a certain law of indices. So let me copy. We've got 2 power x plus 8 power x is equal to a 10. So now where I'm talking about that we need to apply the laws or some laws of indices, it's at this point over here. So we're going to write this as 2 power x plus 2 power 3 multiplied by x is equal to a 10. We know, of course, that when we've got power to power, or if you wanted, I would have put the brackets like this. Can you see? I know that 2 power 3 will give me 8. And there is x here. So power to power, we multiply. That's the law of indices. You have to know that when we've got a power b and then c here, this is equal to a power b c. You multiply the powers. So I hope you remember this law of indices is what I'm trying to apply over here. And then the other thing that you need to know is that this can be written as a power c b like this. It's commutative. You can switch like I've done here. So you also need to know that. And this is what I will apply right here. And in mathematics, when you see a dot, it means multiplication. So I'm multiplying here. So let me write this in this form where I switch the powers. So all this thing will be 2 power x plus a 2 power x multiplied by a 3 is equal to a 10. So now at this point, we are going to let. So we shall say, let any let of your choice. So let me say, let m be equal to 2 power x. The reason why I've picked this, or the reason why I'm letting, is because I've got similar terms here. At least you can see this term and this are the same, excluding the power 3 here. So that's why I've gotten this is equal to some letter so that I can have something that is easier to work with. If you want, you can say, let y be equal to 2 power x. Now, in my case, I'm letting m be equal to 2 power x. So I shall have something like this, m plus m power 3 is equal to a 10. You see the way it looks? So m plus m power 3 is equal to a 10. Since this is m, I substitute m here. I've also substituted m right here. I'll remain with the power 3, which is here, and the 10 here. So that's it. And if you're following nicely, you can tell that this is a cubic equation. So let me write it in standard form. M power 3 plus m minus 10 is equal to a 0. Our cubic equation is now in standard form. So now, let's come at this point. Let's do this. We've got m power 3 plus m is equal to, actually minus 10 is equal to a 0. So this 10 has been subtracted from both sides. We've remained with a 0 and negative 10 here, okay? So now from this point, or to solve this, first let me write the important part where we said let m be equal to 2 power x. This part is very important. We need it, okay? At this point, we think of two numbers such that when we add those two numbers, they give us what? 1. So those two numbers are positive 5 and negative 4. So this and this, when we add them, they are giving us a 1. So we can say m power 3 minus 4m plus 5m minus 10 is equal to a 0. Okay? So from this stage, we factorize. We've got m, open bracket, m power 2 minus 4 plus, here we factorize what is common, it's a 5. We have m minus a 2 is equal to a 0. So inside here, we can use difference of two squares. We've got m, open bracket, we've got m minus, okay, m power 2 minus 2 power 2. So you see, I'm trying to apply difference of two squares here. Let me do this. M, open bracket, m power 2 minus 2 power 2. Then we say plus 5m minus 2 is equal to 0. So still on the difference of two squares, we've got m minus 2 here, m plus a 2. So in case you don't know how to apply difference of two squares, when you've got a power 2 here and a power 2 here, you get the bases, get this, write it the way it looks, and then the same thing, write it here, you change the sign. It was minus, you put a plus. So here we've got a plus a 5, m minus 2 is equal to a 0. All right, so now I think you can see that we've got some common elements. So this element is the same as this. So we're going to factor it out. This is how it's going to look like. And then here we're going to remain with m multiplied by m plus a 2. Okay, so you can see when we factored out, actually here we shall remain with a plus 5. Okay, it's equal to 0. So let me just run you through what I've done. After applying difference of two squares here, I got this m minus 2, m minus 2. Since it's common, I've factored it out. It's now outside the brackets. So here, if you can see, I'll remain with the m, which is here, and it must be multiplied by m plus 2, which is right here. Here, when we factor out m minus 2, we'll remain with the 5, which is right over here. So I've got m minus 2. We get rid of the brackets inside here. We shall have, actually here we're supposed to put the brackets. We shall have m power 2 plus 2m plus a 5. We've got a quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation. So now, from this stage, we can say, remember when dealing with the quadratic equation, there is a point where we say m minus 2 is equal to 0, or m power 2 plus 2m plus a 5 is also equal to 0. So now we solve these two. We find the value of m. So finding the value of m here, we're going to say m is equal to a 2. For this one, this 2 come this side. So it was negative, it's now positive. This is one of the m value. And then for this one, we are going to say m is equal to negative b plus or minus square root over b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so now using this quadratic formula, solving this, it's giving us a negative 2 plus or minus root of 2 squared minus 4a is 1, b is a 5 over 2a. And when we simplify these, this is what we are remaining with, negative 6. So it's giving us a complex solution. It's not giving us a real answer, okay, or real solution. We're getting a complex solution. Therefore, this one won't give us the actual answers we want. The equation, or the exponential equation we have right here, will just depend on m is equal to 2. Okay, so m is equal to 2. We shall say m is equal to 2 power 2x. So we now say 2 is equal to a 2x there, or 2 power x. So balancing you're applying the laws of indices, the bases are balanced. So we can say x is equal to a 1. X is equal to what? To a 1. Thank you so much for watching, but let me just try to prove for you if truly what we found is true. So here, if we substitute a 1, we've got a 2, so it will be 2 power 1 plus 8 power 1 is equal to a 10. So this is a 2, actually it's is a 10 is equal to a 10. So that's it. Now from just looking at the exponential equation we have here, you can tell that, okay, the value of x is a 1, value of x is a 1, okay, to give us what? A 10. It would be 2 plus 8, it's giving us a 10. But you needed to show as a mathematician, how did a person who came up with this equation, how was he thinking? How did he come up with this answer? Putting x and come up with this answer. This is the procedure. So you see how fun mathematics is? Please share the video, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. This has been Sichamba Jack.